Hello, friends. You are welcome to this live session on four platforms: LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. So, all of you are welcome to this program. And I cannot do enough if I cannot thank all of you, my followers, who come and join me every day to learn on various aspects of sales. It has almost become a kind of school for sales for all of you who come and regularly join me today. The topic for today: what are those forbidden words? What are those forbidden words which you should not use ever during a sales closing session? So there are always certain words which communicate negative things for your customers when you are sitting on a closing table. So you got to understand what are those forbidden words which you should not use when you are on the closing table. And I'm thankful to SP Singh there, Hardik Thomar, Kanwar Singh, J. Rathore. So thank you very much for joining. And as more and more people are going to join in today's program, I once again welcome all of you to today's session, where the topic that we have taken up today is what are the forbidden words. So never use these words in sales closing. What are those words which you should never use in a sales closing? And a lot of times people tell me that, Sanjay, what is a big deal in a word? uh, it's not the word, it's the emotion that is important. It's not the word, it's the connect that is important. And I always tell to them that, gentlemen, and of course ladies, the connect is established because of the words that you pick and choose at the closing table. So please choose the words during sales closing very consciously, because that's a very that's a scenario which is very sensitive. On the closing table, the customer has principally agreed to buy your product. The customer is positively looking at you, and at this juncture, what what communication you do and what does it really take across to the client as is very important, isn't it? So let's go forward on today's program and try and understand what are those forbidden words in sales. All right. The the word which really communicates a very negative meaning to the customer is when you say, do you want to buy it? So when you say, do you want to buy it, this is not a positive statement, because the moment you say, do you want to buy it, the customer gets inside a shell. He wants to retract within a shell, just like a snail, and the extraneous shell that he will get himself into is so hard to crack, right? So never say, do you want to buy it? Because you're already at the closing point. So you have to ask an order to the customer. It's not a good idea to say, do you want to buy it? Instead, you can say, do you want to own it? Do you want to invest in it? Do you want to go home with it? Do you wish to be a master of this product? You see, I'm communicating the same thing, but then the words that I've chosen is different from yours. You chose a word, do you want to buy it? I say, no, this is not the right way. I say, sir, do you want to own it? Do you want to go home with it? Do you want to be a master of it? Or do you want to invest in it? You see, the connotation of the words that I have used is in favor of the customer. But the connotation of the word, do you want to buy it? It creates a threat atmosphere for the client and not a good idea. All right, let's move forward. Some of us at the closing point say, let us sign this contract. Now, the moment you use the word contract, the customer again gets into a shell, because it says, oh, contract, something legal, a lot of terms and condition. I don't know whether I'm equipped to understand all these terms and condition or not. Should I refer to my advocate? Should I refer to my chartered accountant? Should I even refer to my brother, my father? you know and it puts the customer in a tango, and he doesn't take the decision. Instead instead of saying, let us sign this contract, I would rather like to say, sir, let us sign this agreement where we have mentioned all those terms that we have already agreed upon. You see, by saying that, let us look at this agreement, where I have mentioned all those terms which we have already agreed upon. I'm removing that element of threat from the closing table. I'm removing that element of doubt from the customer's mind. And I'm saying that, sir, this is a statement of all those things that we have agreed upon, right? So never tell to the customer, let us sign this contract. No, not a good idea. Instead, say, let us sign this agreement where we have mentioned all those points where we have already agreed upon. All right. I also find some of the salespeople at the closing time saying, to be honest, frankly speaking, candidly speaking, I mean, when you tell the customer that to be honest, does it mean that you were dishonest with the person till now? No, isn't it? So then the moment you say to be honest or frankly speaking, candidly speaking, it presupposes the fact that till such time you were not speaking frankly. Till now, you were not speaking candidly. And that's a negative emotion for the customer, isn't it? So do never say to be honest, frankly speaking, candidly speaking. Instead, you put your communication straight the way it is. I don't even need to rephrase it, but remove this element from your mind that you have to be honest now. You have to be honest with the customer right from the word go. Right? All right, fantastic. So new people joining in, Blessed Cosmetics, Danny Gosavi, you're all welcome, guys. The next word which should never be used by a salesperson while sales closing is the problem. You know, when a salesperson starts talking about the problem, it kind of disconnects with the customer. So never says that the problem is so and so. I have heard salespeople saying the problem is that I can't afford it. The problem is that my manufacturing cannot support it. Oh my God, if you have a problem, how does it concern the customer? So don't discuss your problems here. Don't discuss anyone's problem during sales closing. Instead, you can use the word challenge. So, wherever you want to use the word problem, replace it with a challenge, and you'll find that you bring in a lot of positivity on the table when you make use of the right word. All right. Never tell to the customer. I mean, using words like we are better than so and so. When we say that we are better than our competitors or we are better than Mr. So and so, that's a wrong way to deal. And those are the wrong words to be used with the customer. It's not discipline, it's not ethical, it's not correct to try and pitch yourself directly against a competition. Don't say we are better than so and so. You say that this is what we do, and you will find this unique in us. Instead of saying that we are better than so and so, because you're doing two things. One is you're denigrating yourself to the level of the competition that you're making use of, the name that you're making use of. And number two, it's not ethical to be talking about any other brand. Instead, just say that this is what we represent and this is what makes us unique. All right. Great. Mittal 1906, you're welcome to the program. So we have been discussing till now that what are the forbidden words that should never be used in sales, especially during the time of sales closing. And I already discussed 4 such words with you which you should never use. Taking you forward, shall we go ahead with this contract? Or shall we go ahead with this order? I have seen a lot of people saying, shall we go ahead with this order? This is wrong. Shall we go ahead with this order is wrong. Are you trying to crucify the customer? Are you trying to say that, hey, I have slain you, I have killed you, let's go to the corner and let me declare myself as a winner? No, isn't it? But this is what it communicates. When you tell to the customer, shall we go ahead with this order? It's a kind of triumphant declaration by the salesman that, hey, I have won this game and let me take you to the blue corner and let me crucify you. Not allowed. What do we do? So instead of saying that, shall we go ahead with this order? You can say, let us start enjoying the solutions that we provide. That's a better way of doing it. Let us start enjoying the benefits of this solution. So when you say, shall we go ahead with this product? No, it's negative. But when we say, shall we let us start enjoying the benefits of this solution. Okay, that's positive. You're saying, let us start enjoying the benefits of this solution. You're not saying, let us start enjoying the product. You get the difference there? So never, never tell to the customer, shall we go ahead with this order? Instead, say, let us start enjoying the benefits of this solution, right? I have also heard a lot of salespeople saying, sorry to bother you. Now, when you say sorry to bother you to the customer during the sales closing, what are you trying to communicate? Are you trying to communicate or are you trying to announce that I have come to bother you? I mean, why should anyone in this world be interested in meeting you if you want to bother him? So, first of all, remove this from your mind that when you're following with a customer, you're actually bothering him. Do not make use of the word sorry to bother you and start believing that you're actually not bothering anyone. You have gone there to help the customer reach a good solution. So stop saying sorry to bother you, right? I have also seen a lot of salespeople while closing, when they go for follow up, they say, I'm just following up with you. Now, when you say I'm just following up with you, what exactly do you mean? Do you mean that you do not believe that you should get the order and it's your job to follow up, hence you are just following up? What do you mean by saying I'm just following up? I mean, does it not communicate that you're not serious enough? Does it not communicate that you're just doing a duty and you don't believe that this order is yours? Stop saying I'm just following up. Every time you go to follow up with a customer, start introducing a value bomb. And when you go for a follow up, just say that, sir, I have come to talk about a benefit or a solution that will really benefit you. Can we talk about this solution? You have actually gone there for a follow up, but don't go there for a follow up like a beggar. Go there and introduce a new value bomb and talk about the benefits of that value bomb in that meeting. Stop saying, I'm just following up. Just following up is a very casual way of saying. And when you are casual in your approach, then your customer will also be very casual with you. Isn't it? All right. So I have seen some people saying, I await your reply. Now, what do you mean when you say I await your reply? I mean, it's like a lost soldier who is standing at the end of the tunnel and saying that I await your arrival. I mean, what is it that you're awaiting for, right? So I await your reply, according to me, at the time of sales closing, is forbidden. You're not supposed to say, I await your reply. Instead, you have to give a call to action to the customer. You have to give a call to the action to the customer, which something like saying that, sir, we have packaged this something very special for you, which is going to lapse on so and so date. So please avail it. Please tell me when you would like to avail it. I would say that, sir, we have a combo offer for you, which is really going to be beneficial. Please tell me when would you like to avail it. I don't want to say I await your reply because I have seen salespeople saying I await your reply and they keep on waiting for the customer's response for their entire life and they never get the response, right? So I can see Sharvil Hegde, Prakash Umawat, Madhavi Krishnan, Rana Oz, Jayesh Amarnani, and so many of you who have joined me in the recent last 5 minutes. You're welcome. Thank you very much. So we are discussing today what are the forbidden words to be used, not to be used rather, during sales closing. Taking it forward, I have seen a lot of salespeople saying, busy individuals like you. So I've seen salespeople saying that, sir, it's very difficult to meet busy individuals like you. It's very difficult to convince rich people like you. This word individual is a very negative word. You see, when you use the word individual, you're actually reducing a human being to a commodity. Have you ever used the word individual with your friend? When you meet your best friend, do you say, hey, Mr. Individual, how are you doing? Do you say like that? No, isn't it? So individual is not a good salutation. Individual is a word in English dictionary which is used for an article, for an object. It is not used for a living thing. So do not use words like individuals. It's very denigrative. I derogatory, I'm sorry, and I personally do not like to hear the word individuals from me. So I propose that don't use it for your customers as well. You see, in the last 15 minutes, we have introduced a few words for all of you, which makes you believe that one, our words must always reinforce our communication to the customer. You know, every word matters. I mean, every word of a salesperson matters, but more so during sales closing, because this is a sensitive part of the sales process where a customer is just sitting on the perch. He can go either way. So every word matters for sure. Choose them. Don't just allow it to flow freely from your mind. Choose every word that you make use of during the sales closing process. I have just tried to introduce some forbidden words during the sales process. For those of you who would like to know more about this process of sales, those are my social media handles, which is with the handle Sanjay Figure 4 Sales. So please log on to my handles and get to know more about sales. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really thankful to all of you who took out your time to join this short session today. I'm doing these live sessions across 4 platforms every day from 1:30 to 2, Monday to Friday. So I'm on a mission to empower 1 million salespersons with the science of selling before 2025. So all those of you who are there in this program, please help me connect to more and more salespeople around the globe, because the mission of empowering 1 million salespersons before 2025 has been given by me because of the trust that all of you have shown in me. This is the time for me to say goodbye to all of you. Thank you very much once again for making use of your lunchtime to listen to my live sessions, and we'll be eagerly looking forward for all your feedbacks on today's program. Till I come forward next day and tomorrow and day after, till I come forward. Thank you very much. Take good care of yourself. Bye bye.